Hi, I'm David Reid, and I'm the Democratic nominee running for delegate in the 32nd District in the eastern part of Loudoun County. Canvassing is one of the most important ways to be able to interact with the voters. You actually have a chance to go to their house and talk to them about issues that are important to them. I usually am out canvassing every Saturday and every Sunday, and I think when we have people going door to door, it really makes them aware of the fact that there is an election going on and that they do have a choice and they have an opportunity to make a difference.
I have been canvassing. I wanted to let you know that I was intimidated the first time I did it, but once you go out and you start walking around and meeting your neighbors, you realize there's nothing to be afraid of. You start meeting people who are like-minded, and when you want something done, you go out and you make the change. You fight for the change. So you go and you find a candidate that you believe in, and you start doing the work that it takes to get him elected. Thank you.
I think canvassing is important and personally important to me because it's nice to actually do politics in person. I think it's really important to get away from doing politics by computer screen, and when you do politics in person, you'll find out that most people are reasonable and civil. So I think it's just a good reminder of what people really are like, and it makes you feel like you're doing something tangible that you can say at the end of the day, hey, I knocked this many doors, I spent this many hours out there doing something for real.
The reason why we canvass is because it is the single most effective way to both change a voter's mind and convince them to vote for our candidate, and it also persuades voters to go to the polls in November. Both things we need to do in order to win. Another reason why we canvass is that volunteers like you are our best surrogate. So when you have a good conversation with someone at the doors, they may not remember a mailer piece that they got, but they're going to remember that conversation with you, and they're going to remember it in the voting booth in November. So in terms of what we say at the doors, we will provide you with a script that has the essentials, both about our candidate and about the questions that we would like you to ask at the doors. So when you're talking to voters, you'll have that as a reference, but you definitely don't have to feel beholden to it. We encourage people to talk about what is bringing them out to volunteer, particularly, and to make it personal. So when you're at the doors, most people aren't going to be home, and that's okay. It still has a tremendous impact because say you're knocking on 50 doors and you have 10 conversations, those 10 people are now going to have a positive association with our candidate. And especially in a local election when it comes down to just a couple hundred votes, those conversations could prove the difference between victory and defeat for our candidate and for our values being represented on the political level.
It actually was really quick that I felt comfortable, at least for me. My friend did the first couple of doors, and then after that I did the rest of them with her, and she just kind of stuck around with me. And so we did one shift like that, and then we came back to the house and we split up and did 2 separate shifts. So it was really fast that I felt comfortable with it. You just have to practice a couple times before you go to the door.
And now, let's see what a conversation looks like at the door.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
My name's Michael. I'm with David Reid's House of Delegates campaign.
Great.
Have you heard of David before?
I haven't. I know David. I've seen him around the community. I didn't realize he was running for Virginia delegate.
Yeah, he's running for delegate here in Loudoun County. He's a 23-year Navy veteran and small business owner. Mm-hmm. And I'm really proud to be volunteering with him because I think he'll make a great delegate. Here's some information about him.
Great.
And I hope we can we count on your vote in November?
Like I said, I didn't know he was running, but yeah, I think you can. This is great information. I really appreciate you stopping by today to deliver it.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate it.
Great. Thanks very much.
Thanks
Stay
a lot.
cool.
I'll try.
I live in Ashburn Farm in Virginia, and I have just finished my second canvassing for Dave Reid, and it's the first canvassing I've ever done in my life, and I was inspired by the events of our recent election to get more involved politically. In the past, I've done phone banking for Hillary Clinton and for Jill McCabe, and found that it was okay, but I really very much more have enjoyed the human interaction that I'm getting when I knock on doors and meet people in person and talk to them about things that we share in common in terms of our beliefs and our values and our goals for the future. And so I brought my friend with me today. It was her first time canvassing, and she also really enjoyed it. And we get to meet Dave at his house and his family and eat their watermelon and drink their water and go out and have some fun together and come back and give feedback to the campaign about what we learned from real people. So enjoy.
My first time canvassing was actually last weekend with the David Reid campaign. Here I am again the next week, going out and canvassing. It was a really great experience. I was really nervous. I'm not an extrovert. I don't particularly enjoy talking to people. And what I was surprised by was just how friendly everyone is. You'll get the occasional person who doesn't really want to talk, but they're the minority, and that really surprised me.
So if I am for a certain cause, it probably makes sense not to only cast a vote, but to make sure you do everything in your power to advance that cause.
Canvassing is important to me because it actually gets people to the polls. It reminds people that their democracy needs them, and that somebody from their neighborhood or the locality cares enough to be out on their door on a Saturday or a Sunday or sometime during the week to remind them to go vote, because they absolutely need to. All of us need to be engaged, and canvassing helps remind everybody of that.
So I decided that I had to start canvassing because as I was doing research about how to get involved, about how to take action, canvassing just came up again and again as like, this is the most effective way to make positive change, to get involved. Nothing else really comes close. And so you've got to get involved if you want to make change. And I figured, like, do the most effective thing.
I think the impact of canvassing is that it provides a one-on-one opportunity to talk with the voters. It's an opportunity for people to hear from somebody else who's actually supporting my campaign or hear directly from me. And it's that personal connection that I believe will make a difference come November the 7th.
Canvassing is really fun. It's not as scary as you think. And it's a really effective way to have a tangible impact on the election. So come on out. I'll see you there.